Hey, welcome back to Love English Lab. I'm Alex, and today I'm with Megan to talk about something every learner wants, but nobody quite defines well at first: sounding natural in conversations.
Hi, everyone. When people say natural, they usually imagine perfect slang and zero mistakes. But natural doesn't mean perfect. It means you connect, you react like a real person, and you make the other person feel comfortable.
Exactly. Think about your favorite conversations. They're not a test. They breathe. There's rhythm, small pauses, little adjustments, short responses that show you're listening. You don't need giant vocabulary to sound natural. You need timing, tone, and tiny phrases that keep the flow alive.
And today, we're going to build that flow. We'll talk about how to start without sounding robotic, how to keep things moving when your mind goes blank, and how to sound warm and confident even when you're searching for words. If you've ever felt stuck after hello, this is for you.
Picture this. You meet someone new. Your brain scans for grammar rules. You hear your own accent, and you worry that every sentence must be perfect. Meanwhile, the other person just wants a normal chat. The secret is to lower the pressure and raise the connection. That means shorter sentences, softer questions, and signals that you're engaged.
Signals like a quick yeah, a right, or a got it at the right moment. Natural speakers don't wait for long speeches to end before they show they're listening. They give small support. It lets the other person relax, and it gives you a second to plan your next line.
Another piece of sounding natural is matching energy. If the other person is calm, you don't need to perform. If they're excited, you can lift your tone a little. This isn't acting, it's empathy. It tells people you're with them, not just near them.
You'll also hear us use softeners that make English feel friendly. Words like kind of, a bit, maybe, and I guess can turn a sharp sentence into something people want to answer. Compare I don't agree with, I'm not sure I see it that way. Both are honest. One invites more talk.
And we'll practice safe ways to interrupt without breaking the mood. Natural conversations have overlaps. You'll learn small phrases that let you enter politely and small phrases that let you exit without awkward silence. That way, you never feel trapped inside a sentence that's getting too long.
If you've been studying for years and still feel like your speech is heavy, this lesson will help you lighten it. We'll model everyday talk, not textbook talk. You'll hear micro pauses, unfinished words that still make sense, and simple structures that carry a lot of feeling.
We won't try to delete your accent or force you into new slang. We'll help you sound like yourself on a good day. You'll notice that we recycle useful frames so you can copy them in your next conversation. And you'll practice small repair moves for when a word disappears from your brain.
By the end, you'll have tools to open smoothly, keep momentum, ask better follow-ups, and close in a friendly way. More important, you'll trust yourself to sound natural, even when your grammar isn't perfect.
Ready to relax into real talk.
Let's start.
Chapter 1. Starting without sounding robotic. Let's make the first 10 seconds feel human, not like a speaking exam. Imagine we're at a co-working space. I notice you putting your charger on the table. I don't say, hello, my name is Alex. Where are you from? I say, hey, is that the new fast charger? I've been thinking about getting one. It's small, it's here and now, and it invites a short answer.
And notice the tone. You didn't press me with a big question that needs a long story. You just dropped a light comment that I can accept or pass. If I feel like talking, I'll add a detail. If I'm busy, I can respond quickly without feeling rude. Natural openings give people an easy door.
Exactly. A natural opener uses what's in front of you. It can be the object, the place, or the mood. If I'm in a line for coffee, I might say, this line always moves in waves, doesn't it? It's not a joke. It's not deep. It's just shared reality.
And it shows you're not trying to perform. The funny thing is, that many learners prepare heavy questions because they want to be interesting. But light is better at the start. Think short, specific, and warm. The goal isn't to impress, it's to create a path for the next sentence.
Let's model a quick opening and then stop and notice the parts. Picture we're in an elevator heading down from the 6th floor.
I'll hold my phone and look a bit tired, like I'm at the end of the day.
I glance at the floor numbers, then at you. Long day?
I give a soft laugh. Kind of. My laptop decided to update in the middle of a call.
I nod. Oof, the famous surprise update. Did it pick the worst moment?
Pretty much. The client's face froze, and I thought it was my Wi-Fi.
Hate that. At least we're done for today.
Yeah, I'm on Team Sofa after this.
Now pause. None of those lines were brilliant. They were short signals of attention, small agreements, a tiny touch of humor. They kept the door open. When you hear natural English, you'll notice those little moves everywhere.
Another trick is to add a softener at the start when you're not sure your opener is welcome. If someone is focused, you can say, "Quick question," with a light tone, then go straight to the point. It gives a sense of respect, like you're knocking before entering a room.
And if you're shy, try a half statement, half question. Something like, "Looks like the afternoon rush," with a rising tone at the end. It invites a response without demanding one.
Let's do a bookstore scene. You're looking at a display of travel books. I walk past and pause near the same shelf.
I tilt a book, then glance over. I keep picking this one up and putting it back.
I smile. That means you want it.
My carry-on doesn't agree.
Paper feels heavy but reads better on the plane.
So true. You traveling soon?
Maybe next month? Just daydreaming today.
Again, simple steps. You used the book to start, I responded with a light comment, and we moved naturally to a gentle question. No scripts, just micro-choices.
Many learners worry about perfect grammar in those first lines. It's okay to be basic. In fact, basic is strong. Long day is not a full sentence, yet it's friendly and clear. Natural speech often cuts what isn't needed.
Tone carries a lot. If your words are simple but your tone is flat, it can sound robotic. If your words are simple and your tone shows interest, it feels warm. Put a small smile into your voice. Let the sentence rise slightly at the end when you invite a reply.
And match the other person's energy. If they're calm, you can stay calm. If they're excited about something, you can lift a bit. Matching isn't copying. It's aligning enough so the rhythm feels shared. People relax when the rhythm matches.
What if your mind is blank? You can use the environment like a crutch. Name what's happening, then relate it to you in a short way. They changed the lighting in here. I kind of like it. Or, music's louder than last week. Then you give space.
If the other person doesn't answer, no problem. You can exit gracefully. Anyway, I'll grab my coffee. Have a good one. That's natural too. Natural doesn't mean every opener becomes a friendship. It means you move with ease, whether the door opens or stays closed.
Let's practice an opener that uses shared timing. We're both waiting for a bus that's late.
I'm checking the time, like I'm worried about being late to a meeting.
I look down the street and exhale. Feels like the bus and the sun made a deal today.
I laugh. Yeah, they both went on break.
Are you cutting it close?
A bit. I'm okay if it comes in 5.
I'll root for 5 then.
See how you first made a light image, then checked in with a gentle question, and then offered a small show of support. That's a natural pattern. Share, ask, support. The pieces are tiny, but together they create warmth.
Another opener is a self-notice. It's like narrating your own small experience. I always forget they rearrange the snacks here. Then a micro-confession. It makes me feel lost for a second. It's humble, and it gives people something easy to answer.
Self-notice works because it's honest without being heavy. It's not a complaint attack. It's a small human moment. People recognize themselves in it and respond.
If accents worry you at the start, begin with a word that's easy for you to say clearly. Pick a soft starter like hey, hi there, or morning. Then add a simple phrase you've practiced. The goal is not to show everything you know, just to land the first beat with confidence.
You can also show you're listening right away by echoing a key word. If I say, long day, and you answer, long? Yeah, you're already in a rhythm. Echoing isn't parroting. It's a quick confirmation that you heard the heart of the message.
Let's finish this chapter with a mini-scene that includes a graceful exit. We're both at a water cooler after a team workshop.
I'm filling my bottle, looking thoughtful.
That last exercise had my brain doing stretches.
Same. The part about feedback was intense.
Useful, though. I'm still chewing on it.
Me too. I liked the bit about asking for examples.
Right, it makes feedback concrete. I glance at the clock. I've got a quick call in too. Good chat.
You too. See you later.
Notice how we ended. I gave a friendly reason and a clear close. No awkward hover. Natural starts and natural exits are both part of sounding natural.
If you remember one feeling from this chapter, let it be lightness. Not light as in empty, but light as in easy to carry. You invite, you notice, you match a little, and you move on when it's time. That's the beginning of natural flow.
Chapter 2. Keeping the conversation moving. When your mind goes blank. Picture this. You've opened well, the other person answers, and then your brain decides to take a little walk. Natural speech doesn't depend on constant brilliance. It depends on tiny moves that keep the ball in play while you catch your breath.
I like to think of it like playing catch with a friend on a sunny day. The throws don't have to be perfect. They just have to arrive. When my mind empties, I buy time with a soft echo or a small feeling word. If you tell me you switched jobs, I can say, switched, wow, and let the wow carry energy while I choose the next line.
Let's model that with a cafe scene. You tell me something a little surprising, and I'll use a small echo to keep it alive.
I stir my tea. I deleted 3 apps from my phone this morning.
3 apps, wow. I breathe out like I'm curious, not shocked. Which ones made the cut?
The time eaters. I kept opening them without thinking.
The autopilot scroll.
Exactly. I wanted my brain back.
So today already feels a bit quieter.
See how you didn't jump to a big speech? You used echoes, small labels, a short question. That path is gentle, and it buys time. It also shows me you're inside the moment with me.
Another way to keep momentum is to give a tiny story bridge from your world to mine. If you say you deleted apps, I can connect with a short-lived experience. It doesn't have to be epic. It can be one sentence with a feeling at the end.
Try it. I'll give you a new line.
Go ahead.
My commute changed. Now I walk 15 minutes through a park.
I did that last spring on a different route, and it changed my mornings. I arrived less tense. Then, I hand the ball back with my eyes.
And I have an easy path to continue. That's the same feeling. The birds do more for mood than coffee.
Notice the shape. You gave me detail. I gave one line of lived memory with a feeling word, then I stopped. Stopping is a skill. When you stop at the right moment, the other person steps forward.
People think silence kills flow, but tiny pauses actually feed it. They show you're processing. They give space for the other speaker to own the topic, and they make simple words feel present. If you fear silence, try breathing in through your nose for 1 beat when the other person finishes. That breath creates a small cushion that stops you from rushing into a flood.
And if your vocabulary collapses, use the shape of the idea. You can name the category, then circle closer. If you can't remember the word for radiator, you can say, the heating thing, the metal part by the window, and then gesture. Natural speakers do this all the time. They start wide and narrow with clues.
Let's model a repair in a shop. I'm the clerk, and you're looking for a word.
Do you have the small bags with the string for shoes?
Drawstring bags?
Yes, drawstring exactly. I smile like the repair was normal. I want one that fits inside a backpack.
Your tone said, I'm fine while I search. That calm tone is half the repair. The other half is giving simple clues. When you own your search, listeners become friendly helpers instead of judges.
You can also keep momentum with simple structure words. Because and so are tiny engines. If you say, I started walking to work, I can say, because the trains were too crowded? Or, so you feel more awake now. Those little words give direction, and they don't require heavy vocabulary.
Let's do a hallway chat at the office. I'll give you a short line, and you keep it moving with structure words.
Deal.
I moved my desk.
Because the window light is better there.
Yeah, and the AC isn't blasting my face anymore.
So your afternoons feel calmer.
Much. I actually finished a report before 3.
Because your brain wasn't busy fighting the cold.
See how those tiny because and so lines built a path. We didn't need a big question. We used small prompts that suggest a shape to the story.
When you run out of what to say, turn the spotlight to the other person's detail. Pick one word and lean on it gently. If you tell me you finished a report, I can say, report, with a curious tone, then add, what kind was it? That micro-focus invites expansion without pressure.
Another tool is the half confession. It's a small admission that makes the space human again. If you lose your line, you can say, my brain just did a blank there, with a tiny smile, and then attach a simple question like, do you ever get that on Mondays? You turn a moment of stuckness into a shared laugh.
Let's rehearse a real blank. I'll open a topic and then forget a word. You help me land.
Go ahead.
I tried that new place on Pine Street, the one with the small plates, lots of, not tapas, the other style.
Like little tasting dishes?
Yeah, tasting menu, that's it. They do 4 tiny courses and a surprise dessert.
Was the surprise good surprise or weird surprise?
Good. A lemon thing with a crunchy top.
That's a repair that kept the rhythm. You didn't freeze or apologize 10 times. You gave the shape. I offered a possible word. You accepted and moved forward. Natural.
If you need time to think of a follow-up, repeat back the heart of what you heard with a small feeling tag. New place on Pine, tasting menu, and a lemon finish. Sounds like a win. That repetition isn't empty. It's a bridge. While you're repeating, your mind quietly selects the next small question.
You can also switch channels from facts to feelings to keep motion. If the other person gives facts, you can ask, how did that feel? If they give feelings, you can ask, what did you do next? That gentle switch keeps variety and stops the talk from going flat.
And remember, momentum doesn't mean speed. It means direction. A slow, steady pace with clear handoffs feels far more natural than a fast rush that collapses into silence. Think of passing a baton. You finish your thought cleanly, you angle the next question, and you let the other person grab it.
Let's end this chapter with a small street scene, where we try 3 different saves, an echo, a structure word, and a tiny story bridge. I'll start with a random detail.
I'm ready.
I saw a dog wearing boots.
Boots, wow. I smile like I'm picturing it. So, was it happy or deeply confused?
Deeply confused, but also proud.
Because the owner probably cheered every step.
He did. The dog stopped at every puddle like it had a job.
I love that. I tried shoes on my cat once, and he became a statue for a full minute.
And that's the tiny story bridge. 1 sentence, a feeling, and I want to know more. Did he ever move again?
Only when I offered tuna. I laughed softly. The shoes went back in the box.
See the pattern? We stayed in motion with very small tools: echo, structure words, and one-line stories. We let the other person add paint to the picture. No pressure, just rhythm. That rhythm is what the ear calls natural.
Chapter 3. Sounding warm and confident while you're still finding the words. I like this one because people imagine confidence as speed, but real confidence is calm. It's the feeling that you can take a second and the conversation won't break.
Exactly. When learners rush, their sentences get heavy and their voice goes tight. When they slow down a little, everything breathes. Let's start with the simplest move. Keep your face and tone friendly while your brain searches. A soft smile in the voice buys you time.
Try this with me. I'll talk about a weekend plan. Then I'll hit a gap on purpose. Watch what my voice does when I'm looking for the word.
I'm listening.
Saturday, I'm meeting a friend at that new place near the river. It has the open area with the lights. Kind of a garden, but for eating.
An outdoor patio?
Yes, patio. Thanks. We want to sit there before it gets cold. Notice I didn't panic or drop my pitch. I kept the tone warm and the eyes engaged. That communicates, "We're fine, I'm just pulling a word."
And I didn't jump in too fast. I waited long enough to see if you'd land it yourself. That tiny patience is part of sounding natural for both sides. If you interrupt too quickly, it can feel like a test. If you wait forever, the speaker feels alone. The sweet spot is one heartbeat, then a gentle option.
A gentle option is key. Hard options sound like correction. Gentle options sound like teamwork. You hear it in the first word, maybe patio, or like a patio. That maybe and like keep the air soft.
Let's flip roles. I'll reach for a word and bring you with me. I bought a not planner, not notebook. The thing where each day has a small space and you see the whole month at once.
A monthly calendar?
Yes, a wall calendar, but small. I'm going to keep it by the door, so I stopped double booking. Did you hear my small signals while I searched? I used not X, not Y to make the boundaries. That keeps me talking while I aim.
That boundary move is powerful. Not planner, not notebook tells the listener where not to look. It's the opposite of freezing. Freezing is silent pressure. Boundaries are moving clues.
Another confident signal is the micro preface. You say one tiny phrase before the search begins. Give me a second. Or, I'm reaching for the word. Or, how do you call it? Then you sketch the idea. That preface tells the listener, I'm in control of this moment.
Let's put that into a job interview scene. I'll be the candidate who needs a second. In my last role, I led a weekly sync to reduce blockers. Give me a second. What's the term? You know when two teams share expectations at the start of a feature?
Alignment meeting.
Yes, alignment. We set clear owners and due dates. After 3 weeks, delays dropped. That little give me a second kept the mood calm. No apology storm, just a clear flag that I'm thinking.
Speaking of apologies, let's talk about them. Saying sorry for every small pause turns natural gaps into problems. One soft apology is fine if you truly interrupted or caused an issue, but constant sorry drains your confidence sound. Replace 5 sorries with 1 thanks for waiting.
I'll show that in a bookstore. I'm looking for the new edition of... Give me a second. The History of Maps, the big blue cover.
Ah, the atlas of how we see the world?
That's the one. Thanks for waiting. My brain took the scenic route. See how thanks for waiting makes it light and appreciative instead of guilty.
There's also the breath trick. When people search for words, they hold their breath and their voice goes thin. If you can exhale softly while you look, the sound stays warm. Try saying on a breath out, not on a breath in. The ear hears ease.
Let's model with a micro lecture voice and then a warm search voice. First, the tight one. Process is, uh, complicated. Now the warm one. The process is complicated. See how the sound rides out on the breath in the second version, not stuck in the throat.
The difference is small, but listeners feel it. They won't label it, but they'll relax more with the second version. Relaxed listeners are generous listeners. They wait with you and even help.
Another way to sound confident is to keep your sentence shape simple while you think. If the idea is big, split it into 2 short lines. The meeting was useful. The timeline, though, is tight. That period in the middle gives you balance, and balance sounds like control.
Let's show that with a neighborhood meeting. So the plan for the park, what's your take?
The plan is exciting. The budget part makes me nervous, clean, honest, and no marathon sentence. If I need more time, I can add, let me pick the right word. Then I continue when it arrives.
Confidence also shows in how you park a topic. If you feel the word won't land soon, you can place a gentle bookmark and move on. The name escapes me right now. No worries. I'll circle back. That phrase saves your rhythm.
I'll use it in a restaurant review chat. They had a dessert with the name escapes me, thin pastry and apples. Anyway, the coffee was great. Then, 3 minutes later, strudel. That was the dessert. Everyone laughs, and the moment feels human.
Humor helps. When you turn a search into a tiny joke, you keep control, but the joke must be soft, self-kind, not self-attack. My brain took a coffee break is friendly. I'm terrible at English breaks the mood and invites pity, not connection.
Let's build a longer scene so people can feel all these moves woven together. We're at a friend's birthday in a backyard. String lights, music a bit loud, and 2 chairs near the grill. I'll start.
I'm sipping a drink and looking up at the lights.
These lights make everything feel like a movie.
They do. I keep expecting someone to make a big speech.
I'd vote for a short one. Thanks for coming. Cake soon.
Perfect speech. I laugh. I brought that salad with the tiny pasta. Not rice, the little tubes.
Ditalini?
Yes, ditalini. I blank on names after 8 p.m.
Names clock out early. I get that I glance toward the music. Do you know this song? It's got that, I can't think of the word, the beat that bounces but stays gentle.
Like a soft groove?
That's it. Soft groove. It makes people talk nicer.
Music mood magic. I nod. How's your new team, by the way?
Good. I'm still learning how they like to communicate. I breathe and let a small pause sit. They write a lot, and I prefer quick calls for tricky things.
Same. Text is great until it's not. Do they respond well when you ask for a call?
Yes, especially if I preface it. 2 minutes will save 20. That line works. I smile. Give me a second for the term when people all agree on the same meaning of a word. Baseline? No.
Shared vocabulary?
Close. I want the project word. Glossary? I'll circle back. I take a breath and wave toward the grill. Anyway, that smoke smells illegal.
I laugh. Illegal delicious. I look at the dessert table. They got the good bakery for the cake. The one with the almond. What's the word? Cream between the layers?
Frangipani.
Yes. I always forget that one, and then remember I love it.
It's the soft groove of cakes. I glance at you. Alignment, that was my word earlier. When we define terms up front, everything moves faster.
There it is. See how your brain came back with the package after a small walk?
Exactly. And notice we didn't lose each other while I waited. We kept the tone light, we labeled the search, and we let the conversation breathe.
That's the heart of this chapter. Warmth beats speed. A steady voice, a friendly preface, small boundary clues, and a kind joke when needed. When you treat your search as normal, other people treat it as normal too.
And that's what sounding natural really is. Not perfect words, but a safe rhythm. You trust yourself to land eventually, and you trust the other person to walk with you for a few steps.
In the next chapter, we'll take that rhythm into overlaps. How to step in, how to give space, and how to exit without leaving a cold trail. But for now, practice the tiny moves. A breath out, a soft, give me a second, and a boundary, like not X, not Y. You'll hear the difference in your own voice.
And you'll feel the difference, which might be the bigger win. When your body relaxes, your words sound like you on a good day. That's the version people want to talk to. Chapter 4. Overlaps. Stepping in and exiting smoothly. Real conversations aren't turn-based games. People breathe together, they jump in, they pull back, and they land the plane without leaving cold air behind.
Right. In many classrooms, students wait for a full stop with a perfect period before speaking. In real life, you often enter on a comma. The trick is how you step in without sounding like you're stealing the mic.
Tone first, words second. If I want to enter, I soften my first syllable and show with my face that I'm joining, not fighting. Imagine you're telling me about your morning run. I'll try a supportive overlap.
I ran by the river and at the...
Oh, by the bridge, yeah. I lower my voice and gesture for you to keep going.
Exactly. The bridge. The fog was low, and it felt like a movie.
See how my overlap said, I'm with you, not, my turn now. I kept it short, echoing your image, and then I backed off so your story could breathe.
There's also the rescue overlap, where you help the other person when they stumble. I'll reach for a word, and you can give me a soft ladder.
Go for it.
After the second mile, my shoes started to, when they rub on the back.
Blister. Or rub the heel.
Blister, yes. I had to slow down. That overlap was a gift. It didn't grab the topic. It handed me the missing piece so I could continue.
And then there's the excited overlap, where both people talk at once because the energy spikes. That's normal, but you still need tiny signals to land cleanly. Let's model it with a food memory.
They had this lemon tart and the top was...
Crackly, like glass.
Yes, like glass.
We're overlapping with the same image. Now watch how we land. I tilt my hand down. You tell it.
The first bite made everyone go quiet. Your hand signal and the phrase, you tell it, gave me the lane. Small cue, big effect.
If you need to create space for someone else, you can also amplify and pass. Imagine we're in a group and you have a story, but we're all talking. I can say, wait, Megan has a good one about that, and lean back. The lean back is part of the pass.
And if you're the one receiving the pass, honor it. Don't say, it's nothing. Take the lane with a warm, short start. Okay, quick one, and then go. That keeps the rhythm generous.
Now let's talk about polite interruption, the kind that changes direction without feeling aggressive. Picture we're on a call and time is short. You're explaining a background detail that I already know.
So last quarter, the team started moving to a new tool, and
Jumping in for a second, totally with you on the tool, could we zoom to what blocked the release? That first clause, jumping in for a second, is a soft break. Then I show alignment before I steer.
And notice you gave me a reason to accept the interruption. Time is short. We need the nugget. We're on the same team. Without that framing, interruptions feel like status moves. With it, they feel like care for the goal.
Sometimes the best overlap is silence. You show you're about to speak, then you don't. You open your mouth a little, lift your hand, and when the other person lands, you enter. The body writes the comma, then your words arrive on the period.
Let's do a scene at a family table, where overlaps are common and exits are messy if you don't manage them. We'll focus on landing cleanly.
I'm telling a story about a childhood vacation. We drove 8 hours in a tiny car, and my brother kept
Singing the same song, I bet.
the same chorus forever. I grin. Anyway, the punchline is, we arrived at the beach during a storm.
I see your landing shape, so I don't start a new story on top of it. I add a soft tag and pass back. That's such a specific kind of exhaustion. Then I wait.
I might say, yeah, the happy tired kind. And now I exit. I'll pause there. What's your best road trip chaos?
You named the pause and invited a handoff. Clear. If nobody takes it, you can close the door gently. All right, food calls. I'm grabbing more salad exit with motion, not an apology.
Exits get awkward when people over-explain. You don't owe a TED Talk to leave a chat. You can praise the moment and go. Loved this. I need to find the host for a second. That one sentence is enough.
Let's practice 3 exits. Time, task, and temperature. I'll start each scene, and you land it.
Ready.
I could talk about this movie for hours.
Same, and I have to run at 1:30. Quick last thought?
Deal. Second one. I should check on the soup.
Go for it. Save me a bowl. I'll catch you after dessert.
Third. It's noisy in here. I'm losing my voice.
Let's pick this up outside in 10, or I'll text you tomorrow. Each exit keeps the connection warm. You don't disappear, you redirect or schedule the next step.
Now let's weave overlaps and exits into a longer scene at a networking event. Background music, name tags, small table with snacks. We just met 5 minutes ago, and the topic wants to stretch beyond the time we have.
So your app helps people find volunteer projects.
Yes, we match weekend hours with local needs.
Jumping in, love that. How do you handle drop-offs when people sign up but life happens?
We send a Friday check-in with one-click confirm. If they don't tap yes, we open the spot.
Smart. That removes guilt and gives clarity.
Exactly. It keeps coordinators from panicking at the last minute.
We overlap a little with shared enthusiasm. And they can plan snacks and supplies.
Yes, snacks are logistics magic. We both laugh.
I glance at the clock. I've got a panel in 2. I don't want to lose this, though.
Same. Want to trade emails or set a quick call for next week?
Let's do a 15-minute call on Tuesday morning. I'll send a note tonight. I lift my hand slightly. Great to meet you. Then I step back half a step to mark the exit.
And I mirror. Likewise. Enjoy the panel. The physical step seals the close. No lingering shuffle.
Bodies speak exits. A tiny angle toward the door, a light tap on the table, a smile that lands instead of floats. Words help, but the choreography does half the work.
One more overlap tool before we wrap the chapter. The protective overlap. You use it to shield someone who's being interrupted too much. In a group, if someone cuts in over a quieter speaker, you can say, "Hold on, I want to hear Megan finish that thought," and then look at me. The look gives me the lane back.
That move changes the room temperature. It tells everyone, we share space here. If you receive that protection, take it with a solid sentence. Don't shrink. Thanks. The main point is the pilot reduced wait times by 20%. Land, then pass. Alex, you were going to add something?
Notice the arc of this chapter. We didn't chase perfect rules. We practiced signals, voice, hands, eye contact, one soft phrase that make overlaps feel like music instead of noise, and exits feel like a bow instead of a cut.
When you step in lightly, give back quickly, and land your exits with warmth, people remember a feeling. Talking to you is easy. That feeling is the invisible badge of sounding natural. Chapter 5. From small talk to real talk without sounding heavy. People think depth needs a switch, like click, and suddenly we're sharing secrets. It's more like a dimmer. You slide the light a little warmer, one detail at a time.
And the slide starts with attention. If I say, nice coffee, you hear the word nice. But you also notice how I hold the cup like it's medicine. You can stay on the surface, or you can touch the feeling because you saw it.
Let's try a hallway moment. You pass me with a mug, and I say, busy day brew?
I smile. Busy brain brew. I take a sip like I'm steadying myself.
Big decision, or just too many tabs open?
Tabs. Yesterday turned into 10 tiny fires.
10 tiny fires is a mood. Did any of them actually matter, or were they loud but small?
Mostly loud but small. One mattered. I had to push back on a deadline.
Now we're already off the weather without forcing anything. The push back is a door. I can either step through or leave it be. How did the pushback land?
Better than I imagined. I practiced the sentence in my head first.
The sentence is the suit of armor. What was it?
I said, if we release it Friday, we'll ship risk, not value. Monday gives us clean edges.
That sentence travels. I'm stealing it. I pause just enough to let the wind breathe. Do you usually rehearse, or was that a special case?
Lately I rehearse. I used to wing it and then regret my tone.
See the path? We stayed close to the ground. We didn't ask for childhood origin stories. We followed one detail, then another, and the talk naturally carried weight.
A useful way to deepen is to invite a small choice. If someone gives you a category, you ask them to pick a slice. Choice makes meaning without feeling like therapy. Try it with travel.
How was your trip? Is a dead end. Which moment from the trip keeps tapping your shoulder today? Wakes the memory. Pick a shoulder tap and I'll follow.
The quiet in the museum stairwell. Everyone was upstairs with the famous piece, and the echo in the stairwell made me feel like time was layered.
Layered time is such a museum gift. Did it slow your head down or make you want to run and write?
Both. I stood there. Then I wrote 3 lines in my notes app and felt like I'd put something back.
3 lines tell me you care about holding moments. I can nudge it once more without making it heavy. Do you keep those 3-liners, or do they disappear when the week starts racing?
I keep them. They're tiny lighthouses. I scan them on Sundays.
There's the deeper shape without a deep voice. You offered the practice, I pictured your Sunday scan, and now I know something real about you that will guide how I talk to you later.
Some people worry that deeper questions are rude. They aren't if you leave obvious exits. You can add a small permission clause so the person knows you'll follow their lead. Watch. What made you say yes to the new role, if that's okay to ask? The if is not weakness, it's respect.
And when the person takes the path, you don't jump 3 levels. You mirror the size. If they give a sentence, you give a sentence. If they open a little more, you meet them there and check for air. We can model that with family because that topic is Tenderland.
My sister moved back to our city.
That's a big address change. What's the best part so far, and what's one tiny adjustment you didn't expect?
Best part is random Tuesday dinners. Tiny adjustment is remembering we're adults now and not roommates from the past.
So you're learning new edges while keeping the old jokes.
Exactly. It's a careful fun.
A thread like careful fun can carry a whole conversation. I could ask for one example, or I can share a small personal image to keep the balance. Careful fun reminds me of talking with my cousin after years apart. We kept the laughter, but we also hit the brakes before the teasing turned sharp.
You didn't compete or hijack. You matched tone, shared a pebble of your own, and handed it back. That pebble is important. If you only ask and never offer, depth starts to feel like an interview.
An offering doesn't mean dumping. It's tiny and specific. One picture, one feeling, one breath. If I ever overshoot, I notice and lighten. I went long there. Your turn if you want it. That invitation resets the space.
There's also the tool of naming the meaning behind a boring detail. When someone says, I started taking the long way home, you can hear walking, or you can hear agency. If you hear agency, you might say, you picked your pace on purpose. What changed when you did? That question respects the choice under the habit.
Try it on me. I'll give a flat line and you squeeze meaning gently.
I reorganized my desk.
You moved objects to make your brain feel different. What feeling were you designing for?
Clear start, clear end. I wanted to stop working in a pile and start working on a stage.
A stage suggests you care about entrances and exits. Does your day have a curtain now?
It does. I light a small candle at 9 and blow it out at 6. The flame is silly and perfect.
And now we know that ritual matters to you. I'll remember that and ask about the candle on a rough week, not because I'm a detective, but because your detail became a compass.
In groups, deepening without shrinking. Others means widening the frame. You can ask a question that belongs to the circle, not just one person. You point at something universal and small. What tiny ritual makes your mornings 2% kinder? Everyone has an answer, nobody has to perform, and you gather real pieces of each person.
If someone doesn't want to go there, they'll step aside. Your job is to read that step and keep the air soft. All good. We can keep it breezy. Then you pivot to playful specifics. Best snack for late emails? You're still learning people, just through lighter doors.
Let's weave a scene that starts with small talk at a bus stop and slides to something that matters. I'll stand with my bag and check the schedule.
These apps always promise 4 minutes and then invent new math.
Bus minutes and microwave minutes live on different planets.
On Microwave Planet, I'm a chef. I grin. How's your week treating you? Like a microwave or a slow oven?
Microwave on Monday, slow oven today. I'm trying to bring the heat down.
Turning the dial is a superpower. What's working, one notch at a time?
Walking the last stop instead of waiting. It makes me feel like I'm choosing the arrival.
Choosing arrival is a beautiful phrase. Does it change the first 10 minutes when you get home?
It does. I put my bag down slower, and the evening feels like mine, not leftover work.
I want that. I usually crash through the door like I'm late to my own couch. I breathe out a small laugh. Maybe I'll try the last stop walk tonight.
Try it once. 2 minutes can trick the brain into believing the day had a soft ending.
We never left the street or the bus or the light jokes, but the core turned warm. You shared a tiny habit with meaning, and I met it with curiosity and a small promise to experiment. That's real talk without the heavy coat.
And when the bus finally arrives, we can glide back to surface without losing the thread. Okay, science test for tonight. Last stop walk. The plan is a ribbon that ties depth to daily life.
That ribbon matters because deeper talk isn't a museum exhibit you visit once. It's a casual path you can return to. One detail, one nudge, one lived image, then a breath. When you practice that cadence, people feel safe moving with you.
Keep that cadence in your pocket as we head into the close next. We'll pull all the strands together so you can carry them into real days, not just this conversation.
We covered a lot, but the heart is simple. Notice something real, name it in clear English, and nudge the talk one step forward. That rhythm, notice, name, nudge, turns practice into presence. Natural isn't perfect. It's easy to be with.
And ease begins in the body. Shoulders down, jaw soft, breath out. When your body relaxes, your sentences shorten themselves. You don't need fancy slang to sound natural. You need timing, tone, and tiny signals that say, I'm with you. A quick yeah, a soft right, an echo of one key word. Those micro moves keep the flow alive while your brain chooses the next line.
When your mind blanks, you don't apologize 10 times. You give yourself a lane. Give me a second, I'm reaching for the word. You sketch the shape, not planner, not notebook, and let the right word arrive. That calm search is not a problem to hide. It's part of sounding human. People help when you sound okay with the moment.
Overlaps can be music, not battles. Step in with a soft syllable, gift the missing word, and hand the lane back. If you need to exit, land it with warmth and motion. Loved this. Next step for me is X. I'll check in Friday. Clean closes make conversations feel lighter, and people remember how you made the ending easy.
And when you want to go deeper, slide the dimmer, don't flip a switch. Ask timing questions. What made you restart now? Or pocket questions. What moment stayed with you this week? Offer a pebble of your own so it's not an interview. Then check the air. Happy to keep it breezy if you prefer. Respect keeps doors open.
If you want a simple practice plan, keep it tiny. Pick one move per day, an echo, a because or so line, a gentle preface when you search, a clean exit, one timing question. Small reps beat big promises. And rehearse out loud once or twice. Then let the lines go. The goal isn't reciting, it's sounding like yourself on a good day.
Before we wrap, try a one-breath mantra with us. Breathe out, keep it small, let it flow. That's the whole lesson hiding in one line. When you trust that rhythm, your accent becomes a signature, not a problem. Your pauses become composure, not fear.
Thank you for spending your time with us today and for trusting us with your practice. We know your days are full, and we're honored you chose this session to sharpen your voice. If a line helped, share it with someone tomorrow. That's how small phrases become real bridges.
If you enjoyed this episode, tap follow and leave a short review. One honest sentence helps more learners find us. And tell us which move you're trying this week. We read your messages, and your notes shape future lessons.
You can replay this anytime and shadow the scenes with us. Echo a word, breathe out on the try the clean exit, ask one timing question at dinner. Keep it light, let it grow.
From both of us at Love English Lab, thanks for listening, thanks for practicing, and thanks for bringing your real voice to the world.
Take care, be kind to your breath, and we'll see you next time.